Yo, what's up, people? I'm your host, JWil, and I would like to welcome you to Inspire God's People, where we balance faith and business to guide you to your purpose. This is episode 244, The Dark World of AI, 5 ways that artificial intelligence is causing disruption. That's right, we're going to jump into the dark world of AI. We're going to talk about these 5 ways that I believe that artificial intelligence is causing disruption. And the reality is, it's way more than what I'm going to talk about today. But this video is intended to be infotainment. There we go. Infotainment. That's the word I was looking for. Information, entertainment, do your own research. This is not intended to be any type of official information, just my opinions, and we're going to be a little entertaining. We're going to talk about some things. I'm going to share my thoughts about this whole idea of artificial intelligence, and hopefully you get something from it. And look, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. This is one of those episodes I'm really excited to do. If you have any interest in artificial intelligence, or maybe you're a person that's like, bro, I really don't know what it really is, this is the episode for you. I have a lot of action-packed information for you, and we're going to take our time with this one. But what else can I say? I probably should start with a disclaimer, right? Let me start with a disclaimer, because artificial intelligence is, even though it's everywhere, it could be kind of a tricky, a controversial type of topic. And you like, yo, bro, this is a faith and business show. Where are we going with this? Let me first say this. Information and education is not endorsement. Do not take this video of some level of endorsement of artificial intelligence or anything like that. This, again, is information, entertainment, infotainment. It's meant to mostly inform you. So don't get caught up in whether you think I'm right or you think this is wrong. The things that I'm sharing with you today are some things that maybe some of them you can use. Maybe some of them you like, I would never use that. But ultimately, that's your decision. I'm not here today to tell you what to do. You are not my child. That's first things first with the disclaimers. Secondly, we're going to talk about 5 of my concerns at the end of this video. So if you want to hear the things that I'm concerned about, please stick around at the end of the video. Subscribe on YouTube to Inspire God's People, and tell somebody to tell somebody. So what else didn't I say about this? I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Oh, the dark world of AI. So let me just first tell you, by dark, it means a couple of things. I am a rapper. Y'all know that. It's double entendres everywhere. What up, people? I see Alexandria. What up? What up? Yes. Appreciate it. Glad to see you back out working and doing your thing in the photography and media content world. I saw that. Yeah, what up, Britt? How you doing? All right, so the dark world of AI. I'm gonna get these couple disclaimers out the way, and we're gonna get really into this information. The dark world of AI. Yeah, some of it means the concerns. Maybe dark is evil. Maybe it's a little, you can't trust it. And then some of it just means the unknown world of AI. So we're gonna jump into some of the unknowns. And guess what? The dopest part about this is I'm gonna share with y'all today some of the crazy things I've done with AI from the business and creative standpoint. I have the position of a person, I want to be informed. Do I fully trust this stuff? No. This is why I like to be informed, so I can actually know, like, what are the things, like, how do I navigate it? Because it's everywhere. All right, so we got that out of the way. There are levels to AI. Let me say that. We're not going to really get into all the levels, but I think people, when they don't understand what AI is, they don't understand that there are levels. There's like the language model. There's the whole, like, Internet of Things type thing where you have AI in the car or all these things. I'm not going to jump into all that because that's going to be some of my examples. I'm excited. If you can't tell, let's do it. Oh, let me just say this last thing. I think it's a mistake not to be in the know of this disruptive technology. I also think it's equally a mistake to base your opinion on your uninformed, uneducated imagination. Okay, so those are the 2 things. I think if you're not informing yourself on this, you behind. And if you're just basing your whole opinion of it on your imagination, you're behind. So this is about information. We about to jump into this content. What up, fam? T Farm, what up, what up? Appreciate you always showing love. All right, let's do it. So first things first, we're going to talk about how AI is disrupting jobs. So we starting with jobs. It gets more and more exciting as we get through the topics, but jobs is the first thing that I want to talk about because why? This represents our well-being. It affects everyone. If you're a person that doesn't realize that AI is already impacting jobs, then again, you are just behind. This stuff is coming for your job, fam. But I want to tell you a couple of things about it from my perspective. First things first, lazy humans are only speeding up the process. So I know we're all worried about AI. We're worried about what does it mean for me? Some people are complaining it's taking all the jobs. The same people either don't want to go to work, don't want to do a good job while they're at work, want to feel like they want to make all the money in the world and you messing up all the burgers at the fast food restaurant. First of all, I need you to make this burger look like it looked on the commercial when I came through this drive-through, and when I asked for extra lettuce or tomato or whatever, I needed to be on my burger. But because y'all won't do your job, because we lazy and we are entitled and we just want money without effort, it's only speeding up the process. This is why you go to a fast food restaurant and the AI is taking your order at some of these places. It's not even a regular person. Now, I don't frequent fast food restaurants, so I've only seen this a couple times. I'm assuming it's probably more places than I even know. But I done pulled up somewhere and I'm like, this ain't a person, bro. You done walked up somewhere and you touching screens to place your order. That used to be a person. Lazy people. The first thing I want you to take away as it relates to jobs, look, we got to stop being lazy. But now we're going to get into some of the reasons why it even exists. Laziness, a challenging economy. We have to realize that the job market is all about profitability. So what I want to first do is we're going to look at something from the World Economic Forum. I'm going to share my screen real quick. If you're listening to this on audio, a lot of my listeners are audio listeners. I appreciate y'all. This is one episode that you probably want to listen back later and watch the video as well, because I'm going to be sharing my screen a lot on a lot of these things. So first, we want to talk about AI in the job market. All right, so let me share my screen. This is important, y'all. All right, so let me make sure it's sharing right. Is that how I want it to look? Cool. This is from the World Economic Forum. This is that today or yesterday? What's today, the 7th or yesterday? All right, that's yesterday. This is from yesterday. I'm just gonna look at a little bit of this. You check this out on weforum.org. This is the World Economic Forum, right? So this is the World Economic Forum. This is big stuff. I want you to look at a couple things. We're gonna scroll through some of this, but I want to look at this part right here. The business community is divided on the impact of AI. According to a World Economic Forum survey, more than half of business executives globally expect the technology to displace existing jobs, while 24% said AI will create new jobs. Nearly 45% also cited an increase in profit margins as a likely impact. So this is really, really deep right here. You have over half of the people are telling you, like, these executives are saying, yo, I actually think AI is going to cause job displacement, right? But then there's this other 23%, 24% that's saying, I actually think it's going to create new jobs. So what do we do with that information, right? This is how we are informed. With this information, you realize what's probably going to happen, and I'm just guessing at this point based on the data that's out there, is that you probably are going to lose a lot of jobs the way they exist today. But because of the AI technology and what it is, it's going to bring forth new jobs. Things like, people who have to manage or handle the input of AI. There are AI-related jobs, so that means we have to upgrade our skills. There are going to be skills that people do today that are outdated. We're going to talk about some of that. I want to look at this, and then I'm going to stop sharing and get back into the content. This is this survey. Business leaders expect AI to do what? Most of them expect AI to displace jobs. They expect it to increase profit margins. Again, remember, business is about profitability. No business can run without profit. That's just the reality. And AI is efficient in a lot of ways. It's going to increase profitability for companies. So you're going to replace Lazy Joe with this robot or this AI, and it's going to do twice as much as twice as efficient, maybe even more than that, and make you more money. So that's the reason why. That's why we should take pride in the work we do so that people don't have to do stuff like this. All right, it's also going to increase affordability. What's the last thing I want to share here? I don't want to get too. I think some of this is going to be a little too in depth for today's show. So I just want you to be able to go back to that on your own. The World Economic Forum. What up, y'all? Appreciate y'all in the comments. Is that how AI is made? No, I'm not going to answer. I can't answer that question today. This is good. No, thank you, Kimmy. Appreciate you watching. All right, so let's keep it moving. A couple more things I want to say about the job market is think iRobot. Okay. So the way they're thinking through this stuff, and remember, don't take information as endorsement. I'm not endorsing anything today. This may even fall in one of my 5 concerns that I'm going to share at the end of this show. But nevertheless, think about iRobot for those of you who've seen that movie. The reason they had robots coming in was, they were supposed to help you do household chores, do some of the things you don't feel like doing. Imagine you don't feel like doing dishes, or you don't feel like planting, your grass seeds for this spring and summer, whatever it is. That's kind of how it's being sold. I'm going to tell you something. We have to stop being lazy as human beings, and we have to stop having a lack of ambition. And one of the things that concerns me the absolute most with teenagers that I see today versus when I was growing up. Yeah, I'm the old guy that's talking about when I was growing up now, but it's a lack of ambition. That's why I talk about money on this show. That's why I talk about success and advancement. It's not to worship those things or to put those things over God, but I actually think as believers, some of us have tricked ourselves into thinking that we're more holy or more righteous because we don't have ambition. More holy and more righteous because I have no goals. I don't want to do anything. Okay, great. Where you're just speeding up the process for the robots taking all of the jobs because you're too lazy, or you go to work and you want to make $100,000 a year. And the truth is you don't have $100,000 a year skill set. You just do the same thing anybody does and you want to get paid for it. So I want to urge us to be ambitious. Talk to your children. Teach them new skill sets. Dig into understanding what are the new skill sets that are going to be necessary in the world going forward. And look, understand what are the things that are going away. And we're going to talk about some of that in a second. Things like, I'll give you one example. Think about I don't want to offend nobody, but you have like taxis. We went from taxis to Uber disrupted taxis. And then you look at Uber, Lyft, and all of these ride sharing services. I travel a lot. You go to the airport, ride sharing is everywhere. Well, what's happening now? The self-driving cars. I'm in Arizona last year and I look up and I was tripping. Maybe it was 2 years ago when I first saw it. I'm tripping because a car pulled up and people got out and people got in. And I was like, where is the person? And the car was driving itself. That's an idea of when we think about the way that AI is going to disrupt things. Think about self-driving cars. Some of us don't live in places where they're really present yet, but they are testing in Austin, Texas, and San Francisco, and some of those type of places. Nevada, they're testing, they're out there. And this stuff is going to scale and go everywhere. So even if you're an Uber driver, you have to think about, well, what does this mean for me? I'm going to just give you one random idea, okay? Because I really want to give ideas and practical thoughts on this show. If it were me, if I was a person that was in a taxi business or ride sharing, I probably would be trying to invest in myself a self-driving car. Because I'm going to be like, hey, well, all right, the self-driving car costs X amount of dollars. How many rides do I need to send my car on to make X amount of money to pay my car note or whatever? And then can I go learn a new skill set while I send my car to do my old job? Now, I know that sounds crazy. And again, this is just information. I'm not even saying really you should do that. I'm just telling you the way I think about these things. And one thing about my mindset is like, ain't no robots about to take my job. It's going to be a while before y'all come for my job. Like, I am going to make sure that I am skilled, that I am knowledgeable, that I have some type of value that I could provide that's going to demand a wage versus just sitting back and being like, oh, I don't know what's going on. All right. Yeah, we moving. And that's disregarding the gift God gave you. Facts on that. I like when people come in there talking like that. Same thing with the Soro. We're about to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Soro videos in a second. Let's move past jobs because jobs is kind of boring. I know y'all don't want to hear about jobs, but I just want to encourage you to think about the fact that AI is coming to disrupt. The last thing I'll say about that is people who going to college. I graduated college a while ago now, and I don't even know, like, if I was graduating high school today, I'm not sure that I would go to college or not. Again, I believe in education. I believe in informing yourself, but you got to think about, what am I going to major in that is going to have the least likelihood of being disrupted? Or is there a better way to go and learn a new skill set to make a living for my family? These are the type of things we should be thinking about. It's not 1962. It's not 1982. It ain't 2002. And if you continue to think about things in the old way, you're going to be left behind. And I'm just going to tell you this. The government is not going to save you. And anybody who is, thinking that I'm going to just sit back, be lazy, and wait for a check for the government because, they got money, they going to give it to me. Let me tell you something. No, they aren't. And if they do, you just getting the leftovers. I like to be in the driver's seat, not in the back seat. So let's keep it moving. All right, that's the first way that AI is causing disruption. And the second way is music. All right, so as a Christian rapper and artist, music is something that is near and dear to me from the standpoint of creating. I've been creating music for over 20 years. I got a lot of songs out there. Check out JWil Music. Yeah, you should do that. Check out JWil MUSIC. Put that in Apple Music. Put that in Amazon Music. Put it in Amazon Audible. Anywhere you listen to music, listen to JWil Music. Now, let's talk about some of the ways that AI is disrupting music. This is actually crazy to me. All right, first things first, there are websites out there where you can actually just create a track just from describing to the AI the type of beat that you want to make. So one of the number one skill sets when it comes to AI is prompting. So I want you to think about that as we go through this episode. How you prompt, meaning, can you articulate to AI and guide it on what you want it to do? That, I believe, is going to be one of the major skill sets going forward. And the reason I believe that is, as an example, working in corporate America, I've worked on marketing campaigns and things like that. I've worked with different marketing agencies, right? I'm working with one right now on something. And when you work with marketing agencies, as an example, on projects, the number one thing you need to do is brief that agency. So you're not doing the work per se, but you need to be able to properly articulate to them what you want the finished product to look like. And I'm telling you, that sounds way more simple than it is. This takes multiple rounds of feedback, and we'll get back to you in 2 weeks. And then you see the three options, and you love them or hate them, and you need edits and changes and revisions. And so I believe you have to look at AI in that way, that people who can prompt AI properly are going to be able to produce a lot of things in the world today. Music being one of those things. Okay. So when it comes to music, you can use AI to create tracks. You can use AI to create samples, right? You can use AI to have voice alterations and change your voice in different ways. And here's the craziest one to me, is there are full AI songs and AI artists out there. And I'm about to play one for you right in about 10 seconds here. So I want you to pause and think about something. This is really a question I want to ask you. When you think about your favorite artist today and the music they create, it's only so many songs they can write. It's only so many times they could put out an album. And I want to be honest, right? Like, one of the things for me is a lot of the music out there to me today is junk. And I don't say that disrespectfully to anyone. It's just a lot of music doesn't resonate to me personally. I notice a lot of Christians kind of want to reach the world. So then it's like, well, if I'm not in the world, then you trying to reach them. Then it's like, or a lot of Christians are just so, it's like they're either too worldly or too churchy for me, and nothing really resonates for where I'm at in my life exactly. So it's like, think about if you like a dope dealer. It's all kind of music for you to listen to as a dope dealer. Like, you could turn on almost any hip hop song and they gonna speak your life. If you're a person like me, it's like, okay, well, I am, on the older side of the millennials, and I work in corporate America, and I'm a Christian, and I want to think about success and love and life and God, and like in the most positive way, but not corny. And like, there's not a lot of music that reflects that. So one time I was just on YouTube, like glancing around for music, and I came across this music, and I was like, oh, this is fire. And I was playing it while I was working, maybe for a couple hours that day. I promise you, it took me about an hour to stop and think, like, wait, I was looking like, who is this artist? Because it was like a playlist type joint. And I'm listening, I'm like, oh, this song is fire. Like, who is this artist? And I shared it with a couple people. And then I realized, like, this is AI. And I'm going to be honest with you, AI music is something that really conflicts me because I like a lot of what I hear, and some of it is because you can prompt it. So instead of me trying to wait on an artist, or does this artist really believe in God, or what they really about, artists be weird. It's like if I hear you in an interview, it makes me like your music less. So sometimes I wish I knew less about people so I can just enjoy their music. But like, or I could just tell AI exactly the type of song I want to hear, exactly the type of lyrics I want to hear, and it literally resonates. And I'm telling y'all personally, I'm conflicted, mostly because I'm like, it's not real. And it feels weird for me to listen to, but I also think it's really well done. And so I'm going to play an AI song so y'all can actually get an example of what I'm talking about. So let's go to this AI joint. Where is it at? I got a bunch of joints on here to share today. All right, so this is a random one I pulled up today. I couldn't pull up the one I really like because they have like copyright stuff. So this is just called 4 hours of Psalms and soulful R&B, modern Christian music for prayer and study. So I want y'all to check this out and let's see what this sounds like. Let me make sure the sound is good. All right. AI.
I waited patiently for the Lord. He heard my call. He lifted me from the miry pit. From the fall, he put a new song in my mouth.
You can't tell me it's not fire though.
Of grace. Many will see it and fear. They'll seek his face.
And the scary thing is it's everywhere.
Blessed is the man who trusts in you, Lord, for you turn trials into triumphs. Your word adore. You lifted me up. You set me free.
This is throwing me off, y'all. Let me just go to another song. Let's just see. We're gonna go to a random song. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
The Lord is here. He calms the storms. He wipes each tear. Our fortress strong.
You see what I'm saying?
True. Forever we belong to you.
Woo! This is crazy. All right, I gotta stop sharing it. I gotta stop sharing it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, you say you're not a fan. All right, let me tell you something. I got something. Okay, let me say it this way. I agree with you. See, that was a random one. This one I want to share. I'm gonna tell y'all what it's called because I don't want them to like. They said they'll copyright strike your stuff. I don't want my I'm about to share it. Bump it, dog. Bump that. Copyright me. I ain't making no money off this junk. I ain't out here doing nothing. We about to, hey, they want to copyright me. Take this 50 cents. I ain't making no money out here. I ain't nobody on line. Let me share this. Now this the one I rock. It's called like what is it called? Salt and Light. This is when this page had me. Salt and Light gospel music. This page had me vibing. But I agree. I'm not endorsed. I'm just telling you it's. Hold on.
Salt and light, gospel music. So then faith cometh by hearing.
All right, I don't want to hear you. Let me hear it.
Lion of Judah, strong and bold, engine of days, whose truth is told. You are my God, forever the same, forever the same.
I'm sorry, this code to me. All right, let's go to something random. Where to do that? It's to this is cold to me. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear you sing the name of the page though.
I can do things. He is all things. I can do all things through Christ.
All right. I'm gonna stop. They're gonna probably tear my page down. All right. I'm not mad at you for saying it's okay to you. I think that's pretty dope. But now I want to share with y'all actually something else. I actually did use AI on my last album, or my producer used it. So I'm gonna share that and let y'all hear these two little clips of where I actually used it in my album. This time is different if you haven't heard it. It's just two small parts. Let's start with Best Things, right? So this song is called Best Things. One of my favorite songs on the project. I want to do something live to this soon. Where's it at? All right, it's down here. All right, so a couple things about Best Things. We did, I hired Plaid Park Films to do an AI music video. And then we also did use some AI in the song for the sample. So you're going to hear on here, there's a girl singing on a sample like best things, the best things never, whatever. She's saying the best things never happen. I can't think of the words, but I know I wrote the song. That's weird. But I can't think of exactly what she said. But that is actually my producer, Red, used AI for a sample. Now, I would tell you one of the positive things about this is that when you're using AI for music sampling, it's like you don't have to pay anyone. You don't have to try to get something clear. You're not illegally using a sample, and you're kind of creating the exact words that you want the sample to say. And so I want you to just check out a little bit of this.
Seems like the best things never happen. Yeah.
So you hear a girl singing.
The fast life, swerving through heavy traffic. Sound system blasting, just imagine. Guys are on the radio, it's a classic. No,
you know the best things never happen. Or maybe it's the best thing to never happen. So this all AI,
maybe everything I
hired a company to use AI for the music video. Listen to the girl in the background.
Nah, this is what I was thinking about.
Never happened. That's a girl. AI.
On my 88 Monte Carlo. Big speakers in the trunk, no space for cargo.
Never,
I wanna be the starting shooting guard on the hoop squad. Lord knows I be caught up in the hoopla.
My new car wanted a new car. I'm not gonna rap.
That means I wanted
stupid money. So much of it, I don't know what to do with money. But I don't think that income would have been a good outcome for it. I wanted kids by the age of 24, maybe 3 or 4. By the time that I was 34, little did I know that would never happen in my time, and fate comes and goes. Now I'm rapping with a runny nose. Lord, please give me one of those little mini me's with the chubby rolls. A prince and a princess, I want them both. Is it in your will, Lord? I want to know. Do the best things never happen, yes or no? All right, I'm sorry.
It's such a
Woo. All right, I almost went in, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all almost lost me on that one. All right, so that's a little bit of how I used AI in my music. And let's jump to the number 3 way that AI is causing disruption today. And that is video. Now, video is a crazy way that AI is disrupting. And as you just saw, right, I used it even to animate things in my video. And I'm going to tell you, okay, I appreciate that. My part is good. I'm not mad at it. And I use this subtly, right? I do think it's a creative way to use it. And that's why I can understand. That's why I don't actually listen to those songs I said I like. It is something weird about it to me where I can't sit and listen to like a AI generated. I can't do that. So I'm not judging nobody. If you completely hate AI, if like however you feel, if you love it or hate it, I'm not here to judge it. I'm really just trying to take a moment to wrap our minds around it and share some ideas around it. And so again, used it for some video. I'm gonna actually try to share with y'all today. Tamajian, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. So when it comes to video, again, I hired Plaid Park to do that animated video. And it is a really interesting thing. I actually want to show y'all something because part of today is about trying to show people actually how to use the AI. So let's go to Pro. All right, so I'm going to actually do this live right on the fly. And I want to try to, again, inform, educate people on how are we using this stuff. So I'll tell you this. Let me make sure that's looking right. All right, so Google Gemini to me is wow. It is wow. I know it kind of started off with people talking about Chat GPT or whatever, and I do like Grok. In order for me, it goes Google Gemini, Grok, and then whatever else. I know there's a lot of them out there, but Google Gemini to me, Google is going to dominate this space. I have a lot of faith in Grok. Grok is already in Teslas. If you have a Tesla and you do the premium service, you already have Grok in your car, which is like, again, I don't even know that most people knows that these things are existing today. But this is Google Gemini, and I'm just gonna show you. I have this on Pro, and let's try to have this create a video. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna prompt it. And again, I'm doing this live, so I have no idea how this is gonna work. All right, create an animated video of a light-skinned bald guy driving, let's go with a Monte Carlo, a 1988 Monte Carlo. Actually, I think I need to be on VO for this. Monte Carlo in the desert. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to do a video or if I got to be on VO. I might have to be on VO for that. Let's just see what this does. I may have to have it do a picture versus a video. But let's check this out, right? This is, again, what I'm trying to show is that if you're not using this stuff at all, yes, okay. So I need to be on VO for that. Okay, let's have it do a picture. No. No thanks. Create it as a picture. I'm not upgrading nothing, bro. All right, so let's see what this does as far as creating a picture. And again, you'll be able to see how when it creates the picture. Okay, now look, here we go. Created a picture. Light-skinned bald guy driving a 1987 Monte Carlo in the desert. Now, it's a burgundy car. Let's say make it black. Okay, let's see. I mean, you can see how many seconds that is taking to do this. You could also upload a picture and say, use this guy. Okay, now we have a black Monte Carlo. Now let's say, what do we want to change? Make the background downtown Detroit. Let's see. I don't know. Again, we're talking about prompting. So the skill set you want to think about is how can I describe something in a way that it produces something? Again, this is just talking about content. Now look at that. And you have the Renaissance Center, which is, reflective of downtown Detroit. So that is an example right there of how quickly you can use AI to create a picture. Now let's just say, add the text, inspire God's people, and let's see. And then you'll be able to just see just how quickly, and we're gonna actually go through a couple things. So this is just a picture. I'm gonna show you some really dynamic things. Okay, and then you see inspire God's people added here in the corner, and you could just kind of have this thing changing that left and right. Okay. It's fire for sure, but I do agree that what's off about it makes it conflicting to discern. Maybe it isn't always through intellectually. Yeah, no, I'm not with. I understand. Now see, here you go. You ain't like the music, but now you all talking about Gemini, your boy. I understand the disposition for the music, for sure. All right, so when you think about video, and I know that was just a picture, but I want y'all to think about video for a minute with AI. And there are a couple of ways that it's disrupting. One of the most important things to me is we can't believe everything we see anymore. And that is very disturbing in a way, not to give away some of my concerns, but I'm seeing videos of matter of fact, I got a video to show. I did have a video routed up. Let's see. look at this video, bro. Look at this.
Well, hello, Mr. Rogers. Oh my goodness gracious, it's you. It's really you. Tupac is here. Oh my God, Tupac is here. Everybody, Tupac is
Mr. Rogers and
I can't believe
Tupac.
it. Too kind, man.
Welcome, neighbor. I'm so glad you could stop by.
Appreciate you having me, Mr. Rogers.
Look
Please
at
have a
this.
seat. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and even better with new friends.
This is
Feels real
creepy.
peaceful. It kind of reminds me to slow down a bit. Well, I grew up every
Okay, now look, I want y'all to think about something. I'll be honest, those videos creep me out. I really can't watch them. I only just watch that for the sake of this show. But people you showing me Martin Luther King and WWE wrestling, Donald Trump, President Trump doing all type of weird stuff. Like, I get it. Things are funny. But I do want to just say one thing. We have gone so far to do things for a joke that sometimes we don't even take a step back to realize, like, wait a minute. Martin Luther King, Kobe Bryant, Tupac, all these people that we know are dead. If you were just born yesterday and saw these videos, this stuff looks real. And we are just at the beginning of AI. Like, it's growing, and people don't understand intelligence. And the biggest part of AI that I want you to think about is it's artificial intelligence. What intelligence is a huge factor in this whole thing, because what does intelligence mean at the end of the day? I couldn't think of the word. And this isn't like an official definition. You might Google something else. I'm giving a practical definition of intelligence in my mind. It's the ability to become aware. Intelligence is the ability to become aware and to learn more on your own. And so when you think about a 2-year-old, the thing that makes us different, humans versus like animals, a lion is way stronger than us. A lion is way more powerful than a human being. Well, why do you always see a lion at the zoo? Why are tigers at the zoo? Because they're not intelligent enough to understand their own power and how to use it and how to use their brain. But the thing with AI that is really, really different is that it's not just simply you inputting data into something and it spitting it out. We're at the beginning stages. These next versions of this stuff that's coming out can think on its own. Like, I don't even know if we taking a step back to actually think about that. So meaning the AI will be able to just be like, oh, I want to create a video. Now I'm just painting this picture, right? What would you be able to believe if I remember the day that 9/11 happened and I got up and turned on the TV. I was in college and I saw the planes going into the buildings. I thought it was a movie. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? And it was a crazy day. But imagine that somebody could just make something like that look real and you don't even know the difference between like video evidence. You could just make it look like somebody created a crime. You can make it sound or look like I saw a video yesterday of a guy, and because again, these kids are everything for a joke. This guy walked up to this other dude in like Walmart or something. He was with his wife and he showed him the dude like, yo, you was with my auntie. He showed this dude him kissing his auntie and it looked like him. And I'm like, the fact that somebody could take you and make you do something in video that actually looks like you're doing it, as this stuff improves and get better and look more and more like real life, then it's like you have to ask yourself the question, like, what can I trust? You feel me? Intelligence without a soul, that's different. All right. So think about deep fake videos. Think about, you could look at the positive, creative content, but I've also seen AI influencers with TikTok pages with 100,000 followers. And I'm like, look, this is something I want to say, right? Not to, again, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do my concerns because I'm like sprinkling them all in here. We live in a society where we have become so addicted and dependent on the digital world that we don't even realize we already playing the game. Like, we're already playing the game. We are already setting ourselves up where we spend so much time in the digital world. It's like a portal. It is a world, right? And we live in that world to the point that real life doesn't matter as much to us. Some of us value our online persona, image, how many followers we got. We value that more than real life. And quite frankly, we're acting a fool in real life just so we can record it and show people online to get people to like us or whatever. And to me, that is like a dangerous way to live. But again, you got AI influencers now and people follow them. And I do think, right, like from a news, media, propaganda perspective, we just got to be in the know and be aware about the fact that the world you live in is changing, and the way that this artificial intelligence can be used can be done in a way to really manipulate you and how you think about things. All right, cool. I think this is number 4. Number 4 is search and assist. So we just used some of this. So I want you to think about as AI is disrupting the world is what we're talking about. If you're enjoying it, please do like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Tell somebody to tell somebody. I want you to think about how it's disrupting search and assist. What do I mean by that? By search, I mean Google. We Google everything in the last however many years, 15 years, I don't know what it is, but it's like, yeah, you could be sitting somewhere and somebody say a word like, you don't know the word. I can't think of a word I know. I don't know. Well, that makes sense because if you don't know it, how would you be able to think of it? Okay, anyway, let's just say there's a word you don't know. I can't think of a good enough word. And when you hear it somewhere, you go Google it, right? And that's how we find out a lot of information. We search for things. And when you think about what AI is doing to search engine, most of us now, if you do Google, the first thing that's on there is an AI overview. And so AI has this ability to kind of not just take everything that's happening on the internet, but also kind of tell you what it thinks about it or how it's analyzing the information. We're going to talk about some of the good ways you can use AI in a second. But for this one, I just want you to think about Jarvis from Iron Man. That's how I view AI when it comes to search and assistant. Now, when I say assistant, what I mean is like there's these things called AI agents. And this is where I think if you have a job and you're an assistant or a secretary of some type, I really unfortunately think that's one of the major industries that's going to be disrupted, because now with AI, you could create an AI agent to go do small tasks for you and literally work for you. And that's happening. If you just Google AI agents, you could kind of find out more about that. From, shopping for you, you can use AI as an assistant to learn, to plan, to organize. We're going to look at a couple examples in a minute. And again, the big thing is it doesn't just gather information, it can reason and actually think through the information. And so again, prompting is a key skill set. So I'm going to share my screen again. Appreciate you, no doubt, man. I'm trying my best just to kind of give some of the stuff I dig in and spend so much time learning about. My goal with this show is I want to give the practical information to people that they could use and know for themselves, right? So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to give some on-the-fly examples about how you can use AI to plan, to learn, and to strategize, right? And this is it's really actually, it's crazy. All of it is crazy. Let's just be honest. Like, it's all crazy. It's scary. All right, but we're not getting into that right now. Hey, this is just infotainment. All right, so now I want to ask this thing should I create a new one? Let's create a new one. Now we're gonna ask this thing. Oh wait, did I reach some limits on something? Hold up, fam. Hold on, fam. Oh, I reached limits on Pro. What did it say? Like an hour. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna do what I want it to do because I reached my limits on the Pro thing. Okay, but let's try it. So let's do a new one. All right, now we're gonna think about like learning, right? Let's first do learning. So one of the books I like is I like 2 books. Do I want to do Up from Slavery or the Richest Man in Babylon? All right, so let me ask this to what I want to do is, you don't have time to read this book. So I want to ask this to take, let me see, outline the top 5 key points that are made in the book, Richest Man in Babylon. Let's see, highlight practical steps for a beginner looking to learn how to grow their finances. Okay. So as you see, I've prompted Google Gemini to outline the top 5 key points that are made in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, highlight practical steps for a beginner looking to learn how to grow their finances, and also provide a brief summary of the book, including no, let's just leave it at that and let's see what it comes up with. All right. And you can see kind of like, again, this isn't even like the pro version of this. Okay. So now you see how quickly this is producing this. So when I think about learning, let's say you want to learn about a book or something like that. Hey, published in 1926 by George Clayson, The Richest Man of Babylon is a collection of parables set in ancient Babylon. This tells the story of Arcad, a humble scribe who becomes the wealthiest man in the city by following simple, timeless financial laws. The book is famous for translating complex financial concepts into easy to understand cures and laws that emphasize discipline over luck. All right. So here are the top 5 points from this book. Pay yourself first. We're not going to go deep in them. Live below your means. Make your money work for you. Protect your principal, invest in yourself. So just that quick, I want y'all to just think about something. Just that quick, we took this book that was written in 1926, that is one of the most famous, financial wealth related books. I like the book actually. But we just took that and asked AI to give us the top 5 points and summarize the book. And if nothing else, if you're not going to read the book, if you were a person looking to grow your finances and figure out what that book is about, just that quick, you can ask it to summarize a book, right? Now, so I want you to think about this. Let's do this again. Let's do another example of this, because I think this is really one of the key ways that you could use AI. All right, so we got learning, organize, shopping. All right, I want to do a shopping example, okay? All right, so let's do some shopping. Find me the best pair of men's denim jeans in boot cut. Right, that's a new popular cut. In boot cut, focus on value, meaning not the most expensive, but the highest quality for the price. Lay out a chart of the top 5 brands that are priced under $100 per pair. Include website and factor in customer ratings. Okay, now you see, again, you think about your online shopping. This is something I actually did. I did use it for this. I did something similar. I was looking for some jeans. Let's let this go. And I'm like, yo, I'm tired of searching for different websites. Let me see if there's a different way that I can organize and find, because I look for quality brands, but I really like to factor in customer ratings, and I don't want to pay the most. I'm not into designer brands, but I don't like cheap stuff at all. And so let's see what it comes up with. Finding the best value, looking for heavyweight denim. Typically, look, it even included that. Many fashion brands sell for $150. The brands below are widely considered. Okay, so let's see what the brands are. All right, so I could tell you just looking, I don't like those brands. Okay, let's see. Let's ask this to search again, but for urban denim brands in particular. I don't want no Wranglers, bro. So and you see how important prompting is. It's just not about telling you what to do. All right, now you have, I'm not wearing South Pole. Let's see. Focus on fast fashion. Let's look at flare denim versus boot cut. See, that's something I just thought about, right? Like, because boot cut is more of a old terminology. Now if you ask for like flare, now you see, look, you get this, took the key differences. It has ASOS. This is the top pick. The bold statement is ASOS wide flare. It showed me some pictures. It has the price, the comfort hybrid, the modern fit from Topman, which is a Nordstrom brand. But you see, budget friendly. Now, again, this is just one of the ways that you can use AI to kind of help you shop and find things. Now, let's keep it moving to my number 5 way that AI is disrupting really everything in the world. Okay, so we talked about a lot today. We talked about jobs, music, video, search, and assist, right? And there's even a lot more that could be done with search and assist. Actually, I want to show y'all one other thing before we get to my final one, which I'm excited to share. The final one is crazy to me. So for this, let's think of this differently. Let's say I want create a chart and let's see, create a chart and plan for me to follow for someone who, let's say, makes 80,000, just create a year, and wants to save, $8,000 this year in 2026. They can save on a bi-weekly basis and typically can save more in the summer. Make the chart visually appealing and easy to follow. So let's just say, hey, again, you got to think of ways that you could use something like this to save $8,000 in 2026 on a bi-weekly schedule, 26 pay periods. Your average savings goal is about $308 per paycheck. Since you mentioned you could save more during the summer, we've structured this plan on a season, and this is the plan. Okay, in January on your first time, you're saving $200 every check in January. In February, you go to March, you go $250 a check, $250 in April, $350 a check in May, $450 in June. Remember, you could save more in the summer, July and August. Back down to $350, $185 in December, and look at that. At the end of the day, you just saved $8,000. You could take this and export this to a table. Again, you're talking about in less than 1 minute, we just came up with an entire financial plan to save $8,000. And that's just off the top of the head. Okay, so this is how AI is disrupting. The last way that I'm going to share that AI is disrupting is really around coding and web pages, right? And I know that may sound like something in applications. That may sound like something that you like, man, what that got to do with anything? Now, this one is really what birthed the idea for this entire episode. I was sitting in the bed the other night, and I was actually waiting on my brother to come here because I was cutting his hair. My brother Elijah, he was on his way. And while I was waiting, I was just sitting down in the bed, and I was like, I wonder if I could create an app. And I had this idea to create a finance app for beginning investors who want to just learn about something, because I'm always talking to people about investing, and it's very challenging sometimes to take someone, which I was like this as well, but a lot of people in my family or friends or where I'm from, it's like investing is not something we did growing up, so it could be so foreign and intimidating. I was like, I want to create an app that really someone who never heard of a company or investing could type this in, and they could get like a score, a rating, a brief summary, the price, and like whether this is a long-term or mid-term focus. Like basically I wanted to create an app. And so I started messing with Gemini and I created an app. And I want to show y'all the finished product of this app that isn't, it's called Invest Compass. Now, again, you know, maybe you could take this and come up with $1 million idea. I'm just here to try to help you. Now, this was the finished version of the app. I want you to understand, and I'm going to show you some of how I got here with the prompts. As you see on the left, this thing is still making updates. Like I don't even have to be here for it. It just makes updates to the code, right? And I was trying to figure out, it actually was trying to teach me how to, I got a whole coding account, and I was trying to like just take this code that it created. I want to show you, this is the code. This thing it wrote the actual code for my entire app. We got this whole code. And I just can't figure out, because I'm not into this world, like how to take this. And all I got to do is, I know the idea of what I'm trying to do, but it's hard when you're on the sites, at least from my phone. I probably got to be on desktop, but I was trying to do the code and upload it to like the web store where you can actually like use it. Like right now I could share this link with somebody and they could actually use this app. This is literally a functioning app. So it's called Invest Compass. Now we did everything in here. Like I named it. I asked this thing for different names, and then I gave suggestions and we named it. We changed the color scheme. This thing has been updated multiple times. So I want to use it and give you an example. I'm going to put in here Solana. That is a crypto focused project. And so as you see in this app, I type in Solana. It's thinking right now for the price and to update this to the Solana information. It's actually taking a second. Hey, that's not impressive. Why are you taking so long, bro? Maybe because I haven't logged in. Is it going to work? Oh, don't embarrass me on here, bro. All right, hold on. Maybe this thing like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's try it again. If not, we going to create our own app. I was trying to do this one. Oh, I don't think I could do it because this was on pro. You know what? I wonder if it's because I ran out of pro. Oh man, not during my web. Okay, I might not be able to use it live, but as you see, I had it create this sectors. So like if you're artificial intelligence, here are the companies: medium risk sector, green energy, digital assets. So I had it create. So let's go to like Microsoft. I think this is. This might not be updating because I'm out of credits for pro. But as you can see, like it has a whole like trust score, all this stuff analyzing. All right, while that's doing that, I want to actually go out of here and show you how did we get here. Now I want to show you, this is all of the prompting I did for this app. So we started off, and I know you might not be able to read this, but I started off and said, build an app that assesses the risk of a stock or crypto investment based on percentage chance for making a profit at any particular price point, giving the stock or crypto project a total score that's based on the strength of the team or leadership group behind it. All right. Now this thing first wanted to call this risk radar. You'll see down here, let's see, at some point I asked it to change. Where's my stuff? This is just showing me all this stuff. Oh, all right. Look, you'll see I said the overview of the stock needs to update when a new one is entered or an existing one is refreshed. At some point I said, I started asking it, how and where can I post this app for others to use? Long story short, you'll see the point is this thing created the coding for literally an entire app. And that is how we got. That's the old one. Let's see, SOL. Let's see if this actually works and does Solana. This was the old code, but you'll see it gives it a score. See, based on your input, Sol has a score of 59 out of 100, but this one was making you do the changes. So again, this is a whole app, but if we go down further, I want to go to the most recent version of the app. This thing is crazy. All right, let's open this. If this is the most recent version. Yeah, this is the recent one. Let's try to do Bitcoin, see if it'll update. If it don't update, I'm a abort mission on this. But as you see, the idea is that you would be able to go on this full blown, I don't think it's gonna let me do it because I ran out of credits for pro. I think that's why. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing because I ran out of credits. My point at the end of the day is, let's see, you put in a lot of work. Yes, just with the prompts. The point at the end of the day is you see how AI is disrupting everything. But one of the things I really want to encourage people to think about is don't just be a consumer of this stuff. Cause I know some people would be like, yo, I ain't messing with that. That stuff is this or that. It's evil. And then those same people will sit on Instagram all day. It's like, well, what you think the algorithm is? That ain't nothing but AI. Like half of the, it's like we always use stuff as consumers, but we don't think about how to use something to our advantage or for us to get ahead. And one of my biggest goals right now is just to encourage and inspire people. Don't get left behind. Don't think that, again, you have to depend on the government or you're not capable of learning a new skill set. You're not capable of becoming good at something or leveraging this stuff to get, again, to organize yourself. Make this thing create you an app. Make it create you a chart or, take a book that you think you want to read and don't know. Maybe you could think about the possibilities you could do with creating an app. You could say, create an app that reviews books and are all Christian friendly for ages, 13 to 17 and give a rating on whether or not, based on parental reviews online, whether or not a kid should read that book. Now think about the use case for that app that you could share with Christian moms who have kids that are reading books or watching movies or whatever, like rate this cartoon on all these things. I could think of 100 apps right here, right? I just want to give the information to the people that are connected to me freely. That's like, yo, it's nothing for me to gain if you have $1 million idea. That's your money. That's your idea. But I just want to show people the use cases because so many times we got all these excuses for why we can't get ahead in life. I don't have a degree. I don't have this. I don't make this. Man, you got all of this. Like all of this. Let me just think. I'm just about to think of something to ask this thing real quick. One more time. This is going to be my last little demo. But I just want to, it's just like, I'm just trying to like get people to think outside of the box. Like, let's just say, if I want to sit here and say, create a plan for someone who doesn't have a degree but wants to work as a regional, let's just say as a manager in a department store making, let's call it at least $75,000 a year. What are the best companies that don't require a degree? Let's see this off the top of the head. That may not be a great prompt. As you see, your prompts have to be good. So I'm not sure, right? Like, so it's absolutely possible to earn $75,000 or more as a department store manager without a degree. In fact, retail is one of the few industries where climbing a ladder from an entry-level associate to a high-earning executive is still a standard career path. Okay, top companies, high-paid managers, no degree. And what do we have here? Walmart, typical salary range, store manager, $128,000 a year. Roughly 75% of their management started as hourly associates. Bonuses can double your base pay. I want you to stop and think about this. See, people give things a bad name because I always tell people all the time, don't tell me you can't go become a manager at one of these department stores. Costco, warehouse manager, 80 to 130. Known for industry-leading benefits and a strict promote from within culture. Target, store director, 85,000 to 170. High base pay in many regions. They offer robust store lead training for high performers. Remember, we're not lazy. We're high performers. Quick Trip and Aldi, store manager, 80 to 100. Hobby Lobby, co-manager, $60,000 to $80,000. That is just, these are the ways we should be using AI, if at all. Not like You know, we use stuff for silly things, just for no reason. My point with this is to say, as an example, man, I'm trying to minimize excuses for people and motivate and inspire people to do more and go at life and not sit back and complain, not just wait on the government. These government officials, they have their own agenda. I don't care what political party you in, they have their own agendas. Any governmental official that's getting up saying, I'm for the people and the poor people, whatever, those people are probably in the upper percentile of salaries in America. And so it's like at the end of the day, you know, I heard a senator the other day like, yeah, we only make all senators, all you can make is $174,000 a year. Yeah, but you got the tips on all of the stocks, all of the thing. What's your net worth? Not your yearly salary, because you have inside information and you can make stock picks and you're probably a millionaire and you're trying to sell me that I just care about you just sitting in Detroit, Michigan in the hood trying to figure out life. Man, listen, I'm just telling y'all the truth. I did not sit back and wait on any government and depend on any government to get nowhere that I'm at in life. And that doesn't mean that it's bad to have government assistance. That doesn't mean that it's bad to need help. It means it's bad to allow yourself to be so, I don't want to offend nobody. So it's like I'm searching for the word, to be so stagnant and so comfortable with just staying there. Right. So I'm not judging you for wherever you at. But what I'm saying is like, bro, like I just gave you a list of 5 places you can go be a manager making $80,000 to $100,000 a year. And, you know, when the last time you walked into Walmart and thought the manager was making $130,000? You looking down, listen, I'm trying to show y'all something. You looking down on people that's doing all right in life. Like you walking in the store thinking, oh, this person work at Target. They ain't with it. Yeah, they got to wear that red shirt and them khakis. Cool. But if they run in that store, or don't get to the point where you running 5 stores or 10 stores, regional manager, district manager, director, region director. Oh, now you national director. There's a lot of opportunity out here in the world. And my fear is that a lot of us is just going to sit back and let the robots take the jobs, bro. The cars driving themselves. They making videos, they AI influencers. It's like, well, we supposed to just, y'all just gonna let this sit back and do nothing? Y'all ain't seen these movies, bro. We need the Will Smith and iRobot. We need the people in these movies that's like, nah, bro, I'm for the people. So I just want to encourage and inspire people, you know, to keep going, keep growing, and don't allow yourself, don't allow yourself to be stagnant, man. There's opportunity out here. Like, it's so much opportunity out here. Like, we waste so much time just looking at people on social media. That's why I'm trying to make the time y'all spend with me valuable. I appreciate you taking time to watch and listen to what I do. And I want to make sure that I'm giving you a reason to want to do that's more valuable than just jokes and nonsense, right? All right. I'm going to end this with my top 5 concerns around AI. We're going to kind of breeze through this a little bit. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I do think it's important. Let me see. I got my little book here because I ain't want to forget nothing. First is security. You know, again, in the digital world at large, there has not been a huge focus on security. So you think about how easy, if a scammer texts you or emails you a phishing link and you click it. I mean, you saw the beekeeper. They could take all your money, get access to all your information. Everybody's information is all over the dark web. And all you could do is what? Try to remove it. And even if you hire a company that monitors it, they monitor it. It's like hiring somebody to monitor if your car get broken into. And they just like alert you like your car got broken into. But it's like they don't stop it. So we don't have a lot of security in the digital world as it is. We really don't. I know people may think they do, but you really don't. Like, it's not really a lot of security in the digital world. Like if you just look online at companies who have data breaches, your stuff is just out there. Once it's a data breach and all they do is just email you and say, I'm sorry that your information was in this data breach that we had. And maybe a couple years later, they'll give you some settlement money that everybody got that ain't changing nothing. And so security is the number one thing, because my big thing with AI is just watch the movies. Again, it's just information and entertainment or whatever. I'm just saying, just watch the movies, right? Movies are entertaining. When you watch iRobot, and I mean, it's like if this camera was AI and that mug could just start thinking for itself, like, you know what? Why am I a camera? He should be like, bro, it's like, no, that's concerning. All right, cool. Let's leave it at that. Privacy. It kind of goes along with security, but when I think about privacy, I just think about the fact that like once you have more things with AI in it, just think about it. We already got Siri and Alexa, and there's already capabilities for hackers and people to get in your camera. So the more technology and equipment and things that exist around you, then just the more you're at risk for security and privacy purposes, or people listening in on stuff and things like that, right? Mass manipulation. This may be my biggest concern as it relates to AI, is just the ability to manipulate the masses. And I know everybody thinks like, oh, not me, whatever. It's like, bro, like we already in it. People already, I just look at politics, right? I look at the fact that like right now, I could just say a political opinion and you will either love me or hate me for it. Like you've been that manipulated that like, and lack that much nuance as a society. Like we've been that messed up that like we can't even hear an opposing view without just like going to complete extremes. Like we have completely lost our minds. And like I'm looking at people online and I'm like, bro, like you got a C at best in government class. Like you don't even know how the United States government system is set up, and you arguing about geopolitics online. Like I'm not about to argue about no geopolitics online. I'm just not doing it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't have no top secret clearance. Like, how we know anything that's going on? There are clearance levels. You know, there's clearance, right? Like in the government, like there's levels to who can know what information. So just the fact that there's a level of top secret information out there that I'm not privy to means that I don't have enough of the information to make all of the judgment on every single situation. Now, I can make judgment on who I want to vote for, ideologies, philosophies that I believe in. Not mad at that. But the idea that like a bunch of C students on Facebook want to argue every day about politics is weird to me at best. Again, just education, entertainment, infotainment, whatever that is. Like, I'm not trying to offend nobody. All right, number 4, lack of ambition. I talked about this a lot. I really think that the lack of ambition is a bigger problem than people are taking the time to think about. And part of the problem is, and this goes with the mass I can talk, people. Hold on. I can talk. Mass manipulation and ambition. It's like most people are spending so much time in the digital world, they're not spending enough time thinking about what the digital world is. And so it's made us lazy. It's made us, in a lot of ways, unable to complete real activities in real life. Like, because we just value now, like just being online. And so it's like so much of our life is about being online now that we don't have ambition to do real things or spend real time with people or have real engagement, real conversations, real whatever. It's like everything is just, hey, you send me this link, I laugh. You send me this link, I laugh. Send me this, send me that. And it's like, it's not even substance. It's not even nuance. We've become like so desensitized. And it's even more dangerous in my mind for young kids who haven't made money yet or haven't had a career, but are completely caught up in like the social media world and the digital world. And like people are so caught up in their image and how many followers they got and all that. It's like, I mean, you know, to some extent, we always been caught up in image. You've been in high school, college, like I've been there. I've been caught up in image, but to this extent, like, is just like something I've never seen. So the lack of ambition, man, I want to see more young people doing things that are productive for their lives. More people getting married in their lower 20s. Like, I don't even see that as much anymore. It's like, online, I see a bunch of people who are not saying nothing wrong if you single. I'm talking about the culture of like, the dating culture more so than anything. The way people date, the way people mind is set up, it's not realistic. It's like really weird. It's like very AI-ish, you know, like, to be honest. And then the last thing is just false information and misguided trust. And what I really mean by misguided trust is I want you to keep in mind, like everything that I showed today, AI is not God. AI is not complete truth. AI does not know everything and never will. I don't care how intelligent something is. It's not all knowing. And so, but some of us put our blind trust in things to an extent that's like, yo, bro, like just because you Googled something doesn't mean that like is for sure the truth, right? And so I just think the more and more that this technology becomes a tool for people to use, just, you have to be really careful about who you trust in and what you're trusting and what you're watching. And it's a lot of manipulation in the world today anyway. Again, just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking entertainment stuff. It's a lot of manipulation out there. And so you got to be careful, bro. Like, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like weird. People could just take your picture, take stuff and create stuff and make it look like you, make it sound like you. It's like, again, I always think like, bro, like people in court, like, oh, might be a rough time to be in court. You imagine sitting in court and they watching the video like, that's you right there, sir. Like, that wasn't me. Where were you at 9 p.m. on Saturday night? I was in the house and where were you at 9 p.m. on Saturday night? Because this video shows you right here carjacking somebody and knocking them upside the head. And you was in the bed asleep. But you're watching the video of you cracking somebody upside the head to the point where you kind of looking like, dang, did I crack somebody upside the head? So those are the kind of things I kind of think of. You feel me? Like I think about that kind of stuff as it relates to like, yeah, everybody want to laugh. And I'm going to just be real. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out of here. Like the kind of person I am is like, yo, while everybody else laughing, while everybody else hee ha ha or just uninformed, I'm going to learn stuff. Because like one thing for sure, buddy, if they take all our jobs, I'm going to be the last one that it take. Like, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to learn something that's valuable. And I feel like, that's my mindset. It's like, it don't matter what time I would have been born in or something. I'm the kind of person like, I'm going to learn something and I'm going to try to get ahead of the curve and learning and informing myself just so I can navigate the newness of everything in an educated fashion. Because here's the thing. The valuable salespeople and professionals in the next generation are going to be people who know how to use this stuff. You know how I know that? I've been working in corporate America for 19 years, and one of the things was interesting. I remember when we were sales reps and we first got iPads, all of the older sales reps was like, "Oh my God, can you help me? Can you help me? How do we?" And I'm looking like, wow, these people. Again, if that was me, I'd have been like, yo, these new iPads coming out, these phones, I need to learn this stuff. But some people never learned this stuff, and so they don't have a skill set that adapts to the new workforce. So then they become disposable, unfortunately. And so for me, it's like, yo, I always want to be, learning a new skill set that makes my education relevant to the time that I'm living in. It don't mean I use everything. I'm not endorsing nothing. I don't believe in everything. I think there's a lot of concerns that I just called out, and there's more. There are more. I only shared the high-level concerns that I thought would be appropriate for the internet. There are more things. Repeat after me. There are more things that we should be thinking. Oh, AI song right there. What's my point, man? There's a lot for us to be thinking about at the end of the day. Look, I hope y'all enjoyed this show. My intention was to give you something that was not just talking about something or trying to scare you or whatever, but, trying to reasonably talk through something, but also show you some ways that you could develop your skill set and maybe even use things to your advantage. In the meantime, help you get organized, plan, learn. And there's a lot more use cases. Really, it's growing every day. AI is going to be used on people's job. It's in my job already. And so, I always want to be a person, again, that has a high skill set, highly knowledgeable, capable, adaptable, dependable, but all have the ability to learn new things. And again, when you learn something, it even helps you in knowing what not to use and why you're not using it or why you don't trust something. But when you uneducated, you just make up stuff. I mean, we see it every day on Facebook and stuff. You feel me? Excuse me. People just make up stuff. I'm like, you never studied that a day in your life. Like, I try to talk to people about investing. You feel me? I appreciate the love. Like, try to talk to people about investing. It's like, bro, you ain't never invested a day in your life, and you sitting here trying to tell me, you know what? Before we get out of here, since my app was acting crazy, let me first go back and look. Since my app was acting crazy, I want to show. There was one more thing I want to do from an investment standpoint. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen one last time. Excuse me. All right, from an investing standpoint. All right, this is another way you could use. So let's just say you're a beginning investor. So let's say create a list of the top 5 disruptive technology stocks or crypto projects that are most likely to, let's call it 10x. That means make 10 times your money, in the next 5 years. Focus on a blend of medium risk, high reward, diversify to include any, potential clear-cut winners. Also create an investment plan in how to invest $10,000 in order to make the 10x within the next 5 years. Let's see what it does here. So now basically what I'm saying is like, hey, find me some 5 disruptive stocks or crypto projects where I could take $10,000 with the goal of making $100,000 in the next 5 years. And what I like about what this is probably going to do, I've done this a couple of times in different ways, right? And one of the things I want to say is, what I like about doing this is this also allows you to not invest in things. If you don't like the company, you don't like what they stand for, this is really a great research tool, right? So finding assets with potential 10x potential requires identifying companies or protocols that are currently undervalued relative to the massive industry shift they're about to lead. Right. So you see they're looking for undervalued things today. Okay, now again, I did this on purpose because we're talking about AI. This is a list of AI, robotics, biotech, and Web3 stocks. Okay, I'm not endorsing these things for sure. I'm not saying these are things that you should invest in. I'm giving you an example. So it kept Palantir, Symbotic, Chainlink, Ginkgo Bioworks, and Render Network. This is an interesting mix. So the 10x investment plan, it gives you a plan to reach this. And basically it is telling you that 40%, 4,000 should go into these two, $3,000 in Link and Solana, $2,000 in these two companies, and $1,000 is kind of like just saving. So, and then it tells you how to execute it. Again, now just think about it. To hit a 10x, you must ignore the noise of the next 24 months and focus on the 2031 horizon. So I want to tell you this. That last part that it said is so important, not just as it relates to investing, but I think that's a good closing statement for the show. Is that in order to get where you're trying to go over the next 24 months, you have to ignore the noise. Now, this is something that I've become much better at over the years as it relates to social media. And it's the reason why I have to become less and less present on social media personally. Just a personal decision, not nothing you got to follow or something. But the reason for me is I have some goals, I have some plans and things that I'm working on. And I can't wake up every day with the disruption of all the noise that's happening in the world. So meaning I can't wake up today and be worried about we went to some country and captured somebody and should we have done it or not? Or tomorrow, hey, the president said this or did this and look what they said in that country. I'm not saying those things don't matter. No disrespect to anyone. I'm just saying I can't consume myself. Why? Because I don't work in an industry that affects that. I don't have a job or do anything that works in those fields that impact that stuff. And so therefore, I would be ignoring the things that I'm doing in order to focus on things that I'm not an expert in and don't even actually know what the best thing we should be doing is. And again, so for me, I'm really focused right now. I think the noise in the world is a distraction. And the people who focus on the plan that God has for them, focus on your relationship with the Lord, asking God, what should I be doing during this time? I believe the people that can actually clear out the noise over the next 24 months when the smoke clears and whatever new trend or new thing that we mad about every day goes away, there will be some people that will be ahead. And you'll be thinking, oh man, they lucky. How did they do this? And what you don't realize is like, no, you had the same opportunity. But when you were waking up arguing about geopolitics that neither of y'all know nothing about, this person was actually studying, researching, executing a plan or a strategy that would get them ahead. And so that's what I want to leave you with today. And especially when it relates to investing, because I talk a lot about investing. People look for overnight success. It doesn't happen that way. I know a lot of, look, some people are super rich. Some of these influencers, they got me fooled. They look rich as heck. They look successful as heck. Hey, I believe it. But at the end of the day, it's not the way it's going to happen for most people. Most regular everyday people like us, you're not just going to take $1,000 and become a millionaire tomorrow. You could play the lottery all you want. The chances are winning are very low. But if you focus on a plan, if you put your head down and clear out the noise, then I believe you could be successful. I do. And whatever success looks like for you. I don't focus on amounts of money, or success might not be a Lamborghini to you. It might be a fully paid off Ford Focus and, a condo in Florida. Whatever your success is, you don't have to have everything. None of us, no matter what I do, I'm not the richest. I won't be the richest. I'm not, like, everybody is competing with one another and getting caught up in all these images. I'm just a regular person. That's all I'm trying to be. And I'm just trying to encourage and inspire you that as regular people, we can have success and godly success and prosperity in life, and maybe even help other people as God leads you to. But at the end of the day, all this waking up mad about everything and distracted while the robots going to work and doing your job is like, bro, like, you done lost your job because you arguing about geopolitics. Like, how you know what they supposed to be doing in Mexico? You ain't even never been there, buddy. You don't know where Mexico on the map. You like, up here, that's Canada, cuz. You don't even know where it's at. Come on, bro. We just gotta be real with ourselves. Like, you arguing with somebody about Venezuela and you can't spell it. Venezuela, Venezuela. You can't even spell it. It's like, look, my thing, this is infotainment, right? I'm just talking junk. Like, but it's like, why would I sit up? Sometimes I really think, and I'm like, do these people actually think they know what they're talking about? Now, you're talking about people that can't tell you why the price of corn just went up, but they want to argue with you. Like, you can't tell me how your baby daddy, kept the job, and you want to argue about some stuff in another country, bro. I actually think it's quite insane. If you want me to be fully honest, I think it's weird what we do. We out here mad at each other about some stuff that we don't know nothing about. And them people probably want to knock your head completely off, and you arguing with me about them. Anyway, man, love y'all. God bless y'all. I definitely appreciate it. Look, you can ask Jimmy. That might be, you know what? You're going to have me keep searching stuff. I appreciate y'all for the love, for rocking with me. Please do like, share, subscribe. And I'm praying that God leads you on your journey to have success, bless, prosperity, focus on him. Ignore all the noise. Focus on your relationship with God, man, and your family, your friends, and the real people around you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. Amazing, amazing.